No, Daddy, no, not the belt! This game would get far more interesting if he just whipped out.
Oh my god, yeah.
And it faded to black and you just heard... Whoosh, whoosh.
Nothing was worse than hearing that belt buckle start to unlatch. You're like...
Alright, welcome back to some more of Golden Sun. Alright, we are storming the Lunpa Fortress. We're gonna use Cloak. And we hide in the shadows.
It hides in the shadows.
We're also going to set reveal. And we're going to set Cloak to the shortcuts as well. Now there's a little puddle right here that we can use. No, not Dow's. No, we want to use Frost. Derp. There it is. Frost.
Make it snow.
There we go. Now we have a new pillar to walk on. Oh.
Or not.
Oh, you know what happened? I left the vicinity of reveal. So that little gray area, once I leave the border, reveal goes away.
Okay.
So it's like I have to position it to where I can go up the ladder without leaving reveal.
That's inconvenient.
There we go. Alright, pillar's back. Head up here. Oh, what? Is it like the tuft on my hair that hits the border?
Probably.
His little cowlick or whatever it is? Alfalfa? What's it called when just a little
It's
bit
a cowlick.
Doink!
Yeah.
That's a cowlick? Okay.
I think Alfalfa is just the character that popularized.
Oh, it's not a hairstyle? I thought that was the reason why he was called Alfalfa, was the hair.
No, Alfalfa is a plant.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. So the hair is just like a character design. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a specific cowlick.
I know that they use it for innuendo.
True. Boing.
Yep. While you were at work last night, I was watching. I watched Inspector Gadget.
The Matthew Broderick movie?
Yeah.
How is that one? I don't remember enjoying it too much.
I remember loving Inspector Gadget.
I liked the cartoon.
The car was funny, but I was like, what the hell is that?
Okay.
What else did I also watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit again.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
Because I love that movie.
More and more of these characters are going to be public domain. We can get a follow-up.
Right?
Without all these crazy deals, because Mickey Mouse just became public domain.
Yeah.
Donald Duck's next. Now, Steamboat Willie's Mickey Mouse became public domain. This is very important to consider. So, I don't remember the first cartoon Donald Duck was in, but that's going to be public domain in the next couple years. And then the original, I think, A24 Superman in roughly 10 years.
It just is wild to think about that it's still like 10 years away.
Yeah. Well, that's because Disney for the longest time lobbied people to change the law, because otherwise, I think it was 1998. That was when Steamboat Willie was first going to go to public domain.
What I don't understand
And they extended it.
For that is like Disney doesn't even utilize Steamboat Willie anymore.
Yeah, they do. They use him in cameos to modern Mickey cartoons and stuff like that, just like a gag. So like they use it, but not to the degree of like other characters and new IPs and stuff. What's funny is the entire company is based off using public domain in creative ways,
and then
which is what public domain was meant to be. And then the company went and said, no, this is ours now. Because, greedy corporate company.
Well,
Whereas
I feel like
Walt, at the time...
he was all about, sharing.
Of course he would have been. Because the reason he was so protective of Mickey was he first created a cartoon character called Oswald the Rabbit.
Yeah.
But he lost the rights.
Yeah.
So he said, this next one, I'm going to make sure I own it.
Don't get me wrong, Walt did some really messed up things.
Yes, he did.
But it's still...
Ah, shit. I got
The
spotted.
final product was still good.
Surprise, surprise, I'm not that good at stealth.
Me neither. In games or real life. There was the one morning I was trying to be quiet getting ready for work, and I like stubbed my toe on the door frame, knocked the gate over.
Yeah, you
Mop
were
bucket
not
spilled.
quiet
I was
at
like,
all,
oh
'cause
my
you're just
god,
like-
I was just trying to be quiet so you could stay sleeping a little bit longer.
I hear you moving, and then, like, the worst part is, like, something will break or something will move, and you'll just go, God damn it.
Like, oh shit.
I'll just be like, oh man. I caught again. Da-da-da-da-da.
I like that they just toss them out.
Yep. And stay out. But the biggest thing about Walt that I always found was interesting was all the photos of him that were doctored of him holding a cigarette. He used to always hold a cigarette.
Yeah.
And this was like before Photoshop and all that. So like they put a lot of work into hiding how heavily he smoked.
Yeah. Well, I guess like family friendly. I get it. But at the time, that wasn't taboo. Like, it wasn't taboo to smoke in the 40s.
No, like everyone was doing it.
Quite literally. Like, there were advertisements that it's like, smoking makes you healthy.
Yep.
There were advertisements for pregnant women to smoke.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a taboo thing.
I think it was just like the children's image
Yeah.
that they didn't want.
Well, because...
That's why his hands are always like this. Or...
Well, Miyazaki is the same way. Miyazaki smokes.
Yes.
Heavily.
Yes. So
and
I've
then
heard.
when Takahata?
Yeah, I think that's right.
I believe when Takahata died, he like made him promise to slow down on smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I saw a meme the other day, and it was like, Disney Corporation, we're really running low on some creative ideas. Studio Ghibli, we can't get this old man to retire. Like,
Yeah, apparently The Boy and the Heron was really good. Not like the best, but like it didn't play for that long.
yeah.
But I still heard it was very good. So we'll have to either see wherever it's streaming or
Yeah, definitely
preferably
check it
buy
out.
a physical copy
Yeah.
and check it out for ourselves.
I'm not, like, I haven't been very big into physical copies of things, but I feel like I want to move towards that direction.
Yeah.
Just because, like, streaming has just become such...
Well, we need to
an
jump
annoying
on that
thing, yeah.
because there's like this rumor that physical's going to have a comeback, especially because a lot of stores are just removing physical copies entirely, like Target and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Exchange is going to be like, we're making bank!
Yeah. But what I'm hoping is when they're, like, making bank, that it becomes a fair market again. Maybe.
Yeah, good luck with that. Hope in one hand, piss in the other, see which
Yeah.
fills up first.
Well...
God, I just became my mother. She used to say that a lot. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah. Yeah, look at all these prisoners. All these people that can't really leave the Lunpa Fortress. Yep, women against their will, snatched from their hometown.
Oh, no.
We gotta take care of this nasty Dodumpa. Oh shit. Well, that doesn't help.
Who are
Just
you?
walk through the door. Hi.
Hello there.
You know what it reminds
General
me
Kenobi.
of? Remember in The Last Crusade when they're strapped to the chair and they spin around and then it's all the Nazis?
Yep.
And she just smiles and like goes, "Get them!"
Yep.
That's what it reminds me.
I feel like so far that one is my favorite just because I love the dynamic.
We need to finish the other two.
Yeah.
I haven't seen The Dial of Destiny. I've heard mixed things. My father is one of the few positives I've heard about it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's weird. Because, like, Phil refuses to see it. He's just like, I am not ready to watch another movie of Harrison Ford being a broken, divorced failure of a father. I can't do it. That's the Han Solo story. We did this already. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fair enough. Whereas my dad's just like, I thought it was pretty good. It's probably my third favorite in the series. I'm like, all right.
That's my third favorite out of 2.
But Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I haven't watched in well over a decade. I remember liking the first half. I remember liking parts of it.
Yeah.
But also, like, I felt the same way about the prequels. There were things about it I like, and then there was things that, like, I downright hated.
Yeah.
I rewatched them within the past 5 years, and, like, there was more positives than negatives I found in the rewatch. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when we Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But also, like, it very well could just be, like, Dial of Destiny's so bad it takes the bad Crystal Skull out of my mouth. That's what happened with Star Wars. I was like, well...
The newest ones are so bad that, you know, the prequels are not looking too shabby.
Not looking too shabby. It's just like, you know, maybe I was a little too harsh on you in the past. I do that a lot. So, like, there's video games and movies and stuff where I was just like, not a thing.
Well, I think,
and then something new comes out that just, like, I don't like a thing about it. And I'm just like, you know what? I may have been harsh in the past. Can you ever forgive me?
Well, I think, too, that there is an
I've changed my
aspect of,
ways.
like, being a young creative. Like, you know, we know everything. We know what good art is. And then it's like, as we grow up, we're like, well, fuck if I know.
Yeah.
And then we rewatch it without that vinegar, and it's just like, you know what? It's fine. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Mm-hmm. Like, I do that with art all the time. I'm like, wow, that sucks. And then, like, whenever I'm like, yeah, I actually don't know shit. I'm like, yeah, it's not that bad. It's fine. Kudos to you if you like it.
Confessions of an armchair critic.
Yeah. You
think you're just like, oh, well, back then they made good stories. And then just years go by and you're just like, you know what? I don't know anymore. Like you want to fix Aladdin? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Apparently it needed fixing. What the fuck do I know?
I'm so incredibly fascinated by, like, generational differences. Especially now, experiencing the things that, like... Not necessarily my mom, because my mom was pretty open about new things.
Okay.
But, like, between me and my grandparents, of, like, they would hear the music I listened to, and they're like, what is that garbage? Like, you know, the style and the fashions. They'd be like, you look ridiculous. And then it's like... Now I'm getting to that age where I see teenagers and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I hear the music, I'm like, wow, this is trash. And I'm like, oh my god, I've reached get off my lawn age. Like,
Yep, we're there.
And it's like, I have to remind myself of, like, the silly things, especially in fashion, that, like, our generation did. Like, this group of kids came into where I work and they had, like, stickers all over their face. And I was just like, what the hell is that? And apparently it's like, it's a fashion trend to just have stickers on your face. And I was like, wow, that's ridiculous. And then I remember, like, hairstyles and makeup choices I made in high school, and I was like, never mind. It's fine.
Well, that same generation will, like, just drill the hell out of, like, 80s fashion and stuff like that. And I'm just like, no, fair. If you can dish it, you can take it. That's my motto. If you're gonna insult, you gotta be able to take insults.
Yeah.
Otherwise, shut your damn mouth.
I mean, like, I'm not exactly fashion forward.
I'm sure as hell not.
I'm just 90s grunge all the time.
90s grunge. There you go.
I think I own more flannels than I own any other type of shirt.
That's funny. You're like Al Borland.
Essentially.
My little co-host, Al Borland. Well, it's in poor taste to make a lot of mother jokes.
Huh?
That was the thing about Home Improvement. They'd always insult Al's mom. Well, I can't do that. I mean, I can, but... Tears maybe as end result.
Yeah. Her anniversary was a couple days ago. Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Wah.
Well, you just killed this conversation
Sorry.
right dead with a knife. Blood splattered all over the walls. Try to make commentary out of this, you son of a bitch. And I'm just like, all right, hang on. I'll think of something.
Wait, we got something for this.
Start putting fingerprints all through the blood. I think we can get something here. Yeah, there's something here. I can feel it working.
I'm like a super sensitive, not sensitive person about my parents. Like, I'm okay with making jokes and things, and I can laugh.
You
and
kind of swing. So, like, you'll be laughing, and then you'll just be like, "Oh."
Yeah.
I'll be like,
Like,
awkward
"Oh."
silence. Like, do that shit during streaming. I'm just like, alright, well, at the end of the day, I'm still playing the game.
Well.
During this, I'm just like, da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, well. Again, at this point, I'm just trying to, like, finish the playthroughs I've been doing.
Yeah.
And then we're going to hit the stride with streaming. Because it was very enjoyable because you could tap in and out between, like, commentary on the game or just chilling on the couch. And
well, I know,
I was
like,
more focused on the game.
the last stream, I was doing research for Creature Collection, and I got a lot of research done, so...
So I'd get less, like, if you go, like, way off topic. I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I'm playing a game.
Well, I think it's because I don't, like, how am I going to comment on that?
Yeah, no, I get it. The only thing I can think of is, we'll take this box and push it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Rely on another joke or a reference to a movie. Can't think up your own material.
It's a twister.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I don't know.
Alrighty then.
I don't remember.
Honesty's the best policy. We were talking about streaming and you said Creature Collection.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I have a pretty decent lineup going on.
Nice.
I think it's still a little too early to share because there's still more research that I want to do.
No problem. Well, it's past the 10th, so we're not doing Centaur.
Well, I don't think they ever responded to my comment.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just like a weird, like, do a Centaur! It's my birthday! Like,
Or a troll post.
yeah.
So it's just like, alright.
I don't know.
Anywho,
What
let's
else?
get ready for a boss that reminds me of Star Wars.
Oh, great.
The good Star Wars.
I just imagine Jabba the Hutt.
So there's Hammet. That's not the Star Wars reference, by the way. You see a big obese guy, it's just like, uh-huh.
Oh,
Reminds you of Star Wars, huh? No, that's Hammet. And now they get a nice tear-filled reunion with Ivan and Hammet.
Hammet the biker.
Oh, is it because of the hat?
Yeah, his little bandana. And the mustache. Like, he just overall looks like he would ride a Harley. And his close-up, but in his, like, I guess, sprite form, he looks like a mushroom.
Aw, looks like a little toad.
He does. A wee little toadstool.
Oh, there's the Dompa. He reminds me of Inigo Montoya.
You got my father. Prepare to die.
Hello, my name is the Dompa. You freed my hostage. Prepare to die. So he's just like, these are the little brats that are here to rescue my... oh shit. What's it called? Leverage, I guess. Hostage. God.
You just hair flipped.
Yes, I did. Did a little emo hair flip. I also do this. No.
The evil anime.
Press on the lens. It's not always evil. It's just like the sophisticated, intelligent, pompous character in anime. It's always just like, now, as you can see.
I mean, that's how I, like, actually push up my glasses when they slide off my face.
But that's how you're supposed to, because otherwise you're smudging the lenses.
That or you're bending your earpiece.
Yes, that too.
Speaking of anime, just because I only just finished talking about not streaming as much, but here I am like, we should download Crunchyroll. Life Lessons with Uramichi Onisa.
Oh, yeah?
Do you remember the clips we were watching where it's like, where did my smile and will of life go? Gone.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the anime that's from.
Okay.
And so I was, like, looking into it a little bit more because I saw another clip of, like, his alarm clock going off at, like, 6:30 in the morning, and then it just pans to his face and he's just sobbing. And I was like, I relate to this on a personal level. Apparently it's about, he's 31 and he leads, like, an exercise segment on a kids show. Mm-hmm. So he has to be, like, really fake happy all the time. And he's just, like, not where he wants to be in life. And sometimes that, like, slips out.
Oh, okay.
And I really just want to watch it.
Well, the dubbing scenario is having a lot of drama right now, but I think... No, because Crunchyroll owns Funimation.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going through a lot of horse shit right now.
I mean, I did order the mangas.
Ah! Well, that's a good way to start. So anywho, this is the boss Tadampa. This is the Star Wars reference. It reminds me of the Rancor. Because he's just like, aha, you kids will not leave here alive. And he activates a trap door and the big old lizard monster shows up. So he has poison skin.
Oh.
So this Toad has like status effect attacks, poison breath. But also he can heal himself. Yeah, he recovers 80 HP every turn.
He looks so derpy.
Yes. He's a big old derpy toad. And with the poison breath, we want to be careful. He also, like, suplexed Isaac early on and reduced him to 1 HP.
Bruh.
So that's fun to keep that in mind. But yeah, he reminds me of the Rancor from Return of the Jedi. Oh no, the Rancor!
My leg is asleep. Oh no.
It's funny you said that. I was about to throw a sleep bomb onto the guy.
Sleep bombs! Because my leg is sleeping.
There we go. Tadampa is like Mando's leg.
Sorry.
Fast asleep.
Trying to adjust my mic, it's like...
We're still getting used to long-term setups.
Well, it's like... It's such an awkward because I can't see the computer.
Really? Why didn't you say that before we started?
Well, because I could when we started, but then my leg fell asleep.
Oh, okay.
So I had to adjust. And now it's just like anywhere I go, I'm like, okay, I'm away from my mic. I can't see the computer. I'm pushing the table away from me.
I'm just all a mess.
Ah!
Crystal powder. Oh, okay, that damages ice. I'm just like, what the fuck does this do?
Meth. What?
Crystal powder, all of a sudden, Ivan's just foaming at the mouth. Ivan, focus! Starts attacking his allies. Ivan, stop!
Eating a face.
Yeah, just starts chewing on Garrett's face.
Oh my god.
Ivan! Damn it. So he still recovers 80 HP even though he's asleep. So that's just going to happen throughout the battle. Luckily, if I keep throwing these summons at him, I'm doing way more than 80 HP worth of damage. So we'll get him in no time.
Okay. So you basically just have to hurt him more than he heals.
Yeah, you have to hurt him more than he heals. That's the basic strategy for this battle. But also don't just worry about dishing it. You want to protect, you want to boost your resistance.
His face is just like, I do the best I
You
can.
want to heal, yeah, basically.
Hello, my name is Todd. Do you want to be my friend?
Drops a nuke.
Oh no!
You didn't have to hit me with a comet. Ouch. That hurt.
There comes Thrash. Only did 80 damage because I boosted my defense this time. But yeah, he just drops his whole body on you.
I use Thrash.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
When the poison breath doesn't work, just throw yourself at the opponent.
It works. Whatever works.
Put all your body weight into them. Pow!
Herb.
Yeah, I'm using some of the herbs. Even though Mia can cure poison, it's just like, well, we gotta use these items. Late in the game, that's a habit I have with RPGs. So early on, it's just like, I want to conserve because I don't know how much I have.
Yeah.
And then later, you have abilities that kind of like make the items moot.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why would I use a potion when I have a cure spell? Why would I use a herb when I could just...
Well, I guess too, it's like if your P squared is down, or like your ability to cast spells is down,
Then you can
then
use
you would
it.
use your items.
Yeah. But we're nearing the end of the game, so I'm just like, might as well start using some of this shit.
Right?
Because after this, we're making our path to the Venus Lighthouse, which is the conclusion of this chapter.
You know, since we haven't seen a lighthouse since the beginning of the game.
I I'd say a little past the beginning, but I know what you mean. It's been a while since we've seen a lighthouse. So, Golden Sun 2 has the opposite problem. There are no lighthouses until the last third. And we'll find that out through streaming. Hey, the toad fell on Dodonpa. How did Dodonpa get trapped under the monster? He was nowhere on the battlefield. He tried to shank us from behind.
If it wasn't for you kids and that dirty dog.
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids. And this damn toad.
That was me as the piano was falling over.
This is pretty funny though. So it's just like, well, I guess we should help them. So they're gonna move this giant toad corpse off of Dodonpa. And I just think it looks funny. All together now. Remember, lift with your legs.
So he turns around and stabs everyone.
Nah, his legs are broken.
I feel like I would be a villainous hero. I'd be like, sorry, bro. You made your bed, now lie in it. Toodles.
Well, even Hammet forgave him, and he was the prisoner. He was just like, oh, we should do the right thing and help him out. It's just like, he kept you hostage and held you for ransom. He made your poor wife go broke.
Yeah, I'd be like, sorry. No.
Okay, he said it's not broken. I'll be able to stand after a bit. I'm with Garrett. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. To hell with this guy. He just tried to kill us with a giant poison toad. Can't we just forgive and forget?
Yeah, I'm with him. Like, he freaking kidnapped you, bro. Oh, that's right.
So he's an idiot. So Hammet's a bit of a dum-dum. But I'm thinking Lost Age. Even though it's going to be one of our longer streams, we're going to go for streaming.
Yeah.
With Golden Sun: The Lost Age. That one's more puzzle heavy. So I got the little guide right there, and I'll just have it in between us, and if I get stuck for a while, I'm just like, hang on.
Yeah.
Pull out the guide, refer to chat. So in some aspects, I like the Lost Age better than Golden Sun, and in some aspects, I prefer the original Golden Sun.
Yeah.
Because in the Lost Age, you get a boat. And you have to just explore, and you can easily get lost once you get that boat.
Yeah.
Because the ocean is massive, and there's just a lot of certain areas that it's just like, whoop, can't go here yet. So, yeah, look forward to that.
Daddy!
I'm on a boat. No, I like this. So Dompa, his father, was just like, you were a terrible son. And now you're getting the karma that you deserve. This is what I get for spoiling you. And he can't take the blame. He's like, it's your fault, Daddy! You never loved me! No, Daddy, no! Not the belt! This game would get far more interesting if he just whipped out.
Oh my god, yeah.
And it faded to black and you just heard whoosh, whoosh.
Nothing was worse than hearing that belt buckle start to unlatch. You're like, oh my god!
You had a 5-second head start.
Yeah.
Hopefully he couldn't get it in one go.
Yeah.
Hopefully it got stuck a couple times. Hang on. I was already in the woods. There's a generational gap.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're grown up in the 90s.
Well, technically it shouldn't have been in the 90s. That shit was supposed to end in like the 50s and 60s, but a lot of families didn't get the memo that it's not okay to do that.
I don't know. I know a lot of people that like either got spanked or, you know, spanked with the belt, wooden spoon.
When was the transition?
I think it was in like the mid 2000s.
Because like it was
when it
super common, like way back when. Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I mean, like...
It'd be weird if you didn't smack your kid. But then, when I was growing up, there were some that got beat.
Yeah, and then some that didn't. But it wasn't like, oh, you're a bad parent because you spank your child. Whereas now, it's like, if you spank your child, you're going to jail.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Like... But it's like, I remember, like, I never got spanked. But, like, my brother would get spanked a lot because he was a wild kid. And it was never, like, he never got beat.
Right.
It was always, like...
I got you.
But it was, like, the hype and the fear, you know?
I'd get threatened. And the biggest one I get is a slap upside the head.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
That's fair.
That was the biggest one I'd get. I knew people that got beat. I was just like, damn.
See, I feel like that's the difference. Spanking and, like, soft physical punishment, I guess, was normal. But, like, yeah, you definitely should not beat your child.
Well, I remember this comedian. I think it was like Rodney Carrington. He corrected his child, but he went a little too far south, and you could see a mark on his leg, and he's like, well, you're staying home for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jail for your misdemeanor. Because he went where he wasn't supposed to and got poison ivy and stuff, and gave it to his brothers and stuff. And he's just like, all right, got to correct you.
See.
And then he said he just cracked him twice. And then as he was leaving, he said, I noticed a little bruise going down. I went a little south on the second hit. Again, it's a comedian, so I'm not trying to get the logic out of it. But it was just kind of funny how he was just like,
Yeah, I don't know. Like, my brother never got spanked for doing things unintentionally. Mm-hmm. Like, he was, quote-unquote, corrected a different way.
I got you.
But, like, if he knowingly did something bad,
yeah,
that's when he would get spanked.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, don't go there. There's poison ivy. And it's just like, we're going to do it anyways. Fuck them. I'm going to take my brothers, too. So everyone got poison ivy, and the dad said, all right, I'm going to just correct the leader. The others will have a different punishment.
I don't know.
Hey, who was that? Yeah, I saw them, too. Alright. Another one of Dodompa's men. Whoop. Banzai! Hey there, Banzai!
My god, look at his little comb over.
He's not an important character, so he doesn't get a face picture. Master approves me. Senpai finally noticed me.
Yep. Notice me, Senpai!
Ivan's character has come full circle. There's just one detail left, and I think it gets resolved in the sequel.
Oh, Lord.
It's like that lady where it's just like, is she related to me? She's a wind adept.
Oh.
And she shares my history. I think it gets addressed. Again, I think, because I know for a fact it doesn't get addressed here. So I'm just like, well, it gotta be addressed in The Lost Age, right? Although The Lost Age does just not tie up all loose ends, because you're with a different party for the majority of the story. So, like, whatever these guys are doing, fuck if I know.
I don't know. That has to be done a certain way for me to like that. To, like, leave it up to interpretation.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just like, no. That's bad storytelling.
Well, originally this was supposed to be one game, to where, like, you just switch between perspectives. But, like, they couldn't... I don't know if it was, like, they couldn't understand the technology, or they just found, like, their comfort zone with the Game Boy Advance. Because I'm trying to think if it was supposed to be a Nintendo 64 game or a GameCube game. If it was a Nintendo 64 game, then the initial problem was there wasn't enough space. Like those cartridges,
Yeah.
as you can see right there, could only store so much data.
Yeah.
And an RPG required so much, which is why Final Fantasy said, all right, Nintendo, right here, fuck you. We're going to PlayStation. Because they
Well,
wanted to
it's
tell
like-
long, elaborate stories, and the
Yeah.
cartridge restricted them.
But then again, it's like, that's also, like, as storytellers and game makers, they're aware of that. So then why would they do this and attempt anyway, knowing that it wasn't going to
Nintendo,
work?
they didn't see disc as the future. That was a...
Well, no, I meant, like,
foresight.
the game tellers. Like, the game makers, not Nintendo. Like you said, Final Fantasy was like, fine, we'll go to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because we want to tell a story that's long and elaborate. Why did these guys stay, knowing they wanted to tell a long, elaborate story without the space that they need?
I'm not sure.
Adjust your story then. Like, if you're not willing to go, adjust your freaking story.
Because, like, it would have either been the Nintendo 64 or the GameCube. And it was supposed to be... Because the GameCube could do a long, elaborate RPG. There's proof of that. It's called Tales of Symphonia. Mm-hmm. It's like a 60-hour RPG.
Yeah.
It's a really damn good one, my personal opinion. But, still, the PlayStation had more of the RPGs at that time. But unlike the Nintendo 64, you could do a long, elaborate RPG on the GameCube. It was still complicated to develop for. So I guess maybe just the Game Boy was easier. And along the way, they decided we can't do this all in one go. We're going to split it into 2 games. And they were released like within a year of each other. Mm-hmm. And then we had Golden Sun and Golden Sun: The Lost Age. And then years down the line, they continued the story with Golden Sun: Dark Dawn, which is a DS game. And looks cool, but people say that's the worst of the series. And killed the franchise. And I'm doing this revisit, and I'm just like, nostalgia aside, this is fine. Like, its biggest spectacle is an RPG on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an RPG on the Game Boy Advance. But, it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
It's just kind of fine. I don't know, what are your thoughts? Having seen a lot of RPGs and also a lot of games this far in. Because we're nearing the end.
Yeah.
So you can more or less get your final thoughts out there.
I mean, it doesn't hold my attention.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah, I would say this not one of my favorites.
Okay.
Like, I feel like it has a lot of potential with the characters and the story and the backstory and the journey.
I like some of the puzzles. I like the battles. Like, they're very flashy. Like, I like that dynamic look to them. With all the special effects and the spells and stuff like that.
I can definitely see influence. Like, it's a very influential game.
Yeah.
But like I said, for me, I like it's missing a spark. Mm-hmm. Like, whether it's...
Well, for me, the novelty of, like, being on the Game Boy has run out.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's no longer... I'm playing it on the
not in your
Wii
hand,
U.
yeah.
It's not a handheld, and it's long past that point of just admiring, hey, for the time, this was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what else can it do in modern times?
Yeah. I don't know. It just, like... I feel like... Have you ever listened to a kid tell a story? Mm-hmm. That's how this feels.
Okay.
So we have to go and we have to save these lighthouses. And then this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and then this happened, and this happened, and then they forget that they were looking for lighthouses.
Yeah.
Like, I just...
That problem bleeds into the sequel,
The story is gone. Like, I don't even know what they're doing anymore. Like, I know they're looking for lighthouses, but, like... Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're doing. Like... In the sense of
and
the
like,
grander story.
Another thing I noticed is like a lot of dialogue, but like a lot of pointless dialogue.
Yeah, it's dialogue, but they're not
anything.
saying anything. It's like dialogue for the sake of dialogue.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, I feel like if they were to remake this game, it could be easily really, really good. Mm-hmm. But as for now, with, like, the storytelling and just, like, the roundabout dialogue and things, I'm just like, I'm too ADHD. I'm like, oh, they're still talking about that. What's over here? Like, I respect it though, because like, I do see how it has influenced a lot of modern games.
Okay.
So I do respect it, even if it doesn't hold my attention.
I got you. Well, we'll find out some more in the next episode as we start tying up loose ends and getting ready for the finale.
Yay! Toodles!
Toodles.